12th position here. That will bring him back into contention. But all of that... Dominic Egerter has won. Nicky Tooley on the new MV Augusta. 8 riders have been on at least one podium without making it to the top step. Ducati out is Steve English. Race 1 of the Grand Ridge Brewery Australian round.
But it was a drying track. Now it's a very different set of circumstances. It is still raining.
A Ducati 1-2 as it was in Friday practice. Montella after a previous best of P5. You can see the riders making so obviously when we do get underway in a few moments time is going to be one of the cause for concerns as far as the riders are concerned.
Yeah, and speaking to the for the super sport class, we don't tend to have many wet races and wet sessions. MotoGP, they will have a little bit of an advantage because they know what the track's like in these wet conditions, knows what this track is like as well.
Yes, what a race to make it. Riders going off all over the place. Now obviously they had started the race on slick. It's going to be something worth keeping an eye on if we do start to have incidents later on.
Certainly will be, and riders to keep an eye on. Chan On-Chu, of course, the youngest Rosa as well, but wet conditions at Phillip Island have thrown up any big surprise conditions.
Yes, we don't forget as well that if we do get a break in that wet weather, this is a circuit, we've seen it already earlier on today.
And tyres, as you can see, in the front row of the grid.
Riders slotting into position then. Egerter, champion, about to get underway. Race 1 of the 2022 Grand Ridge Brewery Australian round, the longest ever break between appearances here at Phillip Island. But we are back and we are underway in wet conditions in spring. It's Federico Caricasulo with the whole shot. He leads a Ducati 1-2 down to the first turn. Chan On-Chu already making progress from the Baldassine. Nicolo Bulliga's just lost a place with Jari Montella On-Chu, who's already come through from P7 up to P4. Fancy's moving into a provisional podium position as early as turn 4 on lap 1 off the line.
Yeah, that clear view does make a big difference. That looks like it's Manzi that's gone down.
He is straight back onto the bike, but it does prove just how difficult things are for riders, particularly those that are in traffic and in the spray on lap.
Get out there.
Doing so through turn 10, so On-Chu saves it. He's released now to partner. Didn't get off to a good start on this opening lap. Was relegated down from 4th into 6th. So at the end of lap 1, it's Federico Caricasulo, a breath further back down the order as Dominic Egerter holds off Lorenzo Baldassare. Further back, we have lost Hannah Suma, and he's going to make his way into
19th to 9th, so up inside the top 10.
Stunning start from Jari Montella, briefly got alongside Federico Caricasulo earlier on, or at this stage at least. But this, I think we're going to see how close the two of them got earlier on lap 2.
Yeah, and down in towards Stoner Corner, the fastest corner.
Jari Montella then versus Federico Caricasulo at the front. This is Dominic Egerter. Had a go already into turn 1 on Nicolo Bulliga, but overshot it somewhat, but through on Bulliga as well. So it's a trend we have seen in the early laps. Lap number 3, and Bulliga responds against Baldassare with Jari Montella for company. A couple of tenths of a second faster than him on lap 2. The gap is 3/10 now and 1.3 seconds back thus far. We're watching the fight between Bulliga and Baldassare.
See the gap just starting to stretch out to the 77 of Dominic Egerter, so he's trying to get down the inside into Siberia. We'll see if he made that move stick.
Bulliga versus Nicolo Bulliga, who 3rd position over a second up the road. Baldassare Caricasulo, so could be looking to make his move at the start of lap 4.
Yeah, down in towards turn 1's an obvious overtaking opportunity, and right now Montella senses the opportunity to pick up a race victory.
It's Ducati do so because Montella is alongside him, and Jari Montella has not even managed to podium.
It's just to be out of harm's reach on the run down to turn 4. You can use that as your little bit of a yardstick. It's almost easier to follow in these conditions.
And finding out where the position at the moment. Dominic Egerter behind him in 4th. Egerter a little bit sluggish there coming off turn 4. I don't know whether there was with them as well. 4/10 covering those 3 riders in the battle for 4th.
Yeah, for Tommy Long, that's allowed On-Chu to open up a gap of over a second now at this stage. So On-Chu just trying to latch a second to On-Chu. So we'll see what happens whenever he taps on the gas.
All in one go.
And it's turned at the front of the field as well. So on that Altea Ducati doing what he can. He's just set the new fastest lap of the race.
As we see incidents right the way through the order. I think that's a time around, and that's why he's been able to open up 6/10 of a second gap. Jari Montella, sorry, and this is what enabled Federico Caricasulo to recover that race lead.
Yeah, understandable there for Montella to give up the spot to Caricasulo. So for Jari Montella,
as Jari Montella begins to make progress again, I have to put in some fast pace. That's brave stuff as they head up the hill through Lukey Heights and drop it back down towards turn 10. Nicely made move.
Lap, and we saw it on the run through turn 8 that Caricasulo was able to make his advantage total, but you can see for Caricasulo, he's not going to give this one up without a fight.
No, Caricasulo can't quite get alongside for the moment at least. 7 seconds down on the race leader, currently Jari Montella position. He's recovered that third position, then it's 1.4 seconds now back to Nicolo Bulliger in P4. He's bringing Dominic Egerter and those two manufacturers, as I've said previously, looking for their first race victories of 20%,
Alex, and a good chance for them. Montella looks really good right now, you have to say, for a rider that has had
position again, race 2 in Donington Park, early stages of the season as well, so that's going to take some work to get him
the track, and he loses it very early, and then the bike just keeps that momentum. And for Marcel, that's the exit of Miller Corner.
This lap of the race on lap 6, a 1 minute 45.7. That's a second position, passed by Egerter, passed by Baldassari. He's got through on the pair of them. Egerter had a little bit of a moment that cost him time, position, and probably a second to Chanon-Chu in third place.
But Bulliger just found a little bit of doing what he can to open up a gap to Aguilar.
Before we saw that Marcel Schrotter had gone down, I was just talking about Jari Montella and his podium, or been fifth on a few occasions, Manicourt, and both races last victory, of course, but he's not going to want to throw away this golden opportunity in race 1 here in Phillip Island.
Yeah, for Montella, problem this year, obviously the comparison to his teammate, but Onchu has consistently been able to get himself up into those top 5 spots bike.
Love those shots from above that from the race. Whether he'll be another victim of the exit of turn 4, you would suspect so. I did say at the
up to now, and this is where it's so easy to push a little bit hard on the end.
We watch Jari Montella here, the race leader at present. Federico Caricasulo last time around on lap 7. Making further progress on this lap between our two leaders.
Yeah, the race for the podium really here, though. Tom Booth-Amos, he's been able to pick off there from the former 300 rider.
Stunning performance it's been from Tom Booth-Amos to get through for 8th position as things to come back into the Supersport Championship after the European season concluded. Back to the leaders, it's Jari Montella leading Federico Caricasulo now by half a second.
Yeah, Bulliger, as you can see, he's gotten through and Onchu must have made that in 2, 3, 4 tenths of a second.
And now has got through on him. He's the pass from Bulliger on Chanon, been on the podium since race 2 of the French round. That was round 7 of this campaign. Remember, there's without standing on the podium, and much needed result as things stand for bronze medal. So Bulliger up into 3rd place, but he really needs to go it some if he's to take that battle for bronze, even 10, and Caricasulo disaster.
Yeah, both of these guys want this one on for that's had so much success in the Supersport world, doing everything he can to put the pressure onto Montella, but we are starting to see on this lap now that Bulliger.
Montella leads by 4 tenths of a second still. 10th made up by Bulliger, who's 2.5 seconds down on Montella, your race leader. Over a second now clear of Chanon-Chu. Because Onchu has been knocking on the rails even when he's on the podium. 9 laps on the counter.
He's had those couple of bobbles, had those couple of moments, but overall he hasn't put a foot wrong at this stage, and he just keeps making sure that from Caricasulo he's
6 seconds, so you can see the dexterity with which he's moving away from the
by Bulliger, but he's getting caught by Aguilar and Baldassari. Last time around it was a half a second that Aguilar took out of Onchu, and I'd imagine there'd be something similar on this lap once again.
So watch out for Baldassari, and it looks like being Dominic still holds that 4th place. Those are your 2 races to Dominic Egerter.
It's not been often in the Supersport class that the Yamaha R6 isn't the bike to be on, but when you've got on the podium spots for Caricasulo and Bulliger, you're having to look all the way to 5th and 6th position able to get, but the wet conditions always a great leveler.
Only twice this season we haven't had a Yamaha new homologations of the front, and that's working wonders, but neither Kawasaki nor Ducati have yet won around the top 4 positions. Egerter the only danger man.
Behind riders, 10 seconds in front of them, and for his final weekend in the Supersport class, you'd certainly hope.
Peter Sebastian.
Yeah, great recovery from Sebastian as well, having ran off the track.
Down the order, though, are well off the pace of the front runners, running in the 1 minute 49s at the moment. Remember, Caricasulo and Bulliger running 8-second margin ahead of Simon Jespersen. He's going to be on for in
an 8th spot. Looks like he's going to be a fruitful end of season for him in the transition from the Modena team from the Podeni team from earlier on this campaign in the
Argentina and Indonesia. So job well done as far as Tom Booth-Amos is concerned. He's gained 3 tenths of a second on this lap so far, and they're not quite nose to tail. There's still a good few bike lengths between them as they come off the final down the Gardner Straight to start lap 13. Montella is forced to race leader. Montella pushed back to 2nd place.
Trying to defend the 2 vigorously, you've got to make sure you're able to just attack back, but it is going to be tricky. We've seen Caricasulo 4 tenths of a second faster, so he's going to just try and time trial his way away, but
another 3 seconds further back, but he has escaped away now from Dominic Egerton. Must have been a mistake somewhere from Egerton, because he has Sulo's passed down the inside.
Just takes the line and leaves Montella no choice but to stand the bike up ever so slightly. So for Caricasulo, we've seen him build up into that move over the
a strong start to the lap for Federico Caricasulo. He's got a bit of daylight now between himself and number 14. He'll be counting them down now, particularly in these treacherous. It's a new personal best lap, 1 minute 46 flat. Gains him 4/10 on Nicolo Bulliger last time around, but has around the circuit.
I think rain right now out there, so for these riders, they once again from a lot of riders.
On Dominic Egerton then for that 5th position. Did say that Egerton had dropped back rather from Chan On-Chu all in one go. That Bulliger now 2.2 seconds back. Chan On-Chu another 2.5 seconds further
on that number 55 machine, just taking a much wider line into the MG hairpin. So still the Ducati and Kawasaki still working in pretty different ways, but on this, just to make sure he's able to dig in as much as possible. He's right there with
of lap 14. Federico Caricasulo versus Jari Montella, and the wet conditions, quite incredible stuff from the two of them.
Yeah, Pichetti looks on, and it's not a bad 4th position for Chan On-Chu, and of course then Tom Booth Amos and that Moto Zoo by Pichetti bike.
Still chasing his first race victory of 2022. The podium's going to mean a lot to Jari Montella. The podium won't mean nearly as
in this race. Crash than lose this one right now, you'd imagine. He wants to take the chance to win a race.
Okay, round race 1 of the Catalunya. The podium for the first time in his 25th Supersport start. He's got Caricasulo. He certainly knows how to get the job done.
Yeah, a lot of experience in that race victory, but you can see that bit of a margin opening up now to Montella. And with 3 laps to go, that's what Jari needs to do. Needs to just get the head.
Federico beat Montella, who will try and defend this race lead now with 3 laps enough. Dominic Egerton looks like he's just managing it to the finish here. Don't think there's going to be any change of position for the number 77, so it's going to be another defeat for him.
All of these riders, it is a case trying to avoid the errors, avoid the mistakes, but Carrick to try and make that move. Carica on the 64, he's going to get an opportunity, probably down in towards turn 1 once again.
Yes, just a 1/10 of a second on the hill. Reminder of where we're at in terms of the championship standing, because to take the fight to tomorrow, and considering that Nicola went something away from the second half of this campaign that's generally been a struggle. But still only able to make a 1/10 of a second, less than a 1/10 of a second last. Yes, Jari Montella against Federico Caricasulo. Caricasulo lunging to the inside as they come through turn 3. They're going to have to power down, coming off that turn 4, but it is Caricasulo who won.
Bend the slipstream down the start-finish straight as well, so Montella needs to. That the Kawasaki has been working really well.
But Caricasulo has got pace down here. Is Montella going to be brave enough to try and go with him, or is he going to wait on this penultimate lap?
You can see for Genesio down there in the pit box, it's been a long wait for Altea to get back onto the top step of the podium.
Gave the run somewhat to Jari Montella. He's not close enough still. We're Caricasulo by surprise. Caricasulo won't be able to go the long way round. Montella has claimed the position. Now it's going to be under braking in towards turn. Federico Caricasulo from 2nd place. Race long scrap between.
For him, he's just trying to make sure he's trying to get through into turn 4, give yourself a chance. But as it is for Jari Montella, he's now got a 3.5 second lead.
But not got Federico Caricasulo all over his tail anymore. But that's Ella now looks over his shoulder coming through the final sector. He'll realise now
this season, and he's taken advantage of his opportunity.
Jari Montella has had 2 the first time in the Supersport World Championship, and he is Kawasaki's first race winner of 2022. Montella takes it in a dramatic last lap showdown, lost by Federico Caricasulo in the grass. 2nd over the line to Nicolo Bulliger, 2.7 seconds further in their best scoring round of this 2020 season's World Championship. He comes to grief whilst riding well outside of the top 10. But as I say, best scoring race of the season so far as Kawasaki.
In the European Moto2 Championship, he was the champion a few years ago. Race victory for Montella's side, but all of them coming together in the middle of the pit box.
Nicolo Bulliger beating Chan On-Chu on this occasion for 2nd position to remount after that spill, come over the line in 7th position. Such with a gap in Montella versus Caricasulo.
Yeah, Caricasulo, you can see there Montella taking that, chasing a race win, and that's what Caricasulo is all about, and he'll get another
2022. It's not the first time we've lost Caricasulo from a podium place either.
Have any sort of an incident like that, and for Caricasulo, he'd rather win than finish 2nd, and that's been the calling card for him swinging.
Yes, I think you're right. In a championship challenge this season, but he was already out of the running in the early stages of the campaign. Dulo, though, as he's been able to bank those podiums, has also been back the team. He takes your race victory ahead of Nicolo Bulliga and shit up Jari Montella, victorious for the first time in Supersport, Kawasaki's first victory of 2022. Nicolo Bulliga gets second place but it will be enough for him to take third in the World Championship. So Baldassari and Dominic Egger, the two riders who have dominated those top two, coupled with Nicky Tooley, the first retirement of this rider in. Finish out. Brothers, courtesy of their top scoring race of 2022. Provides this, so
welcome back to my channel guys. Kali ini kita mau race di wsbk Phillip Island, Australia. Oke, kali ini kita mau race lagi. Oke, langsung aja kita go to track. Sepertinya Johnny Rea berada di pole position, diikuti Toprak dan Karet Gerloff. Sementara Bautista berada di posisi belakang. Oke, kita coba Bautista sekarang. Start on the way. Phillip Island. Wow, the loser man, langsung the loser man. Ngerem. Oh, ada Donozo di depan tadi. Oh, hampir nabrak konik. Oh, tikungan yang susah. Ternyata lebih susah Superbike ini, men. Siapa tadi yang nabrak, men? Rest. Siapa tadi yang nabrak? Oh, nggak kelihatan. Oke, kita replay lagi karena ini Tambur ini, Leon Haslam. Lukas Mayas. Oh, kebablasan, men. Sulit memang ya sirkuit dari track dari Phillip Island ini, susah banget. Belum beradaptasi. Sekali race ini ternyata susah. Beda dengan MotoGP. Beda banget. Sekali nyoba langsung klop. Kalau Superbike perlu adaptasi dulu. Nabrak kan. Oke. Dua pembalap, 3 pembalap. Ada Hafiz Syahrin dan Van der Mark di depan. Oh, hampir nabrak. Lebar. ada Axel Bassani di depan. Kenapa tadi men? Kenapa? Why? Oke. Hampir lesiona. Oh, ketat sekali. Wah, dia overtake lagi, men. Wow. Satu Pirhe. Coba overtake saja. Satu Pirhe lewati. Alex Lewis. Oke, Michael Ferdinandi. Locatelli. Wow. Oh, tabrak lagi leh. Iker lesiona. Malah melebar. Oh, Rinaldi sepertinya melebar. Oke, dan akhirnya bisa finish di posisi kelima. 4. Oke. Sekali dimenangkan oleh Toprak. Dan jangan lupa like, comment, dan subscribe.